Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well today. Today we are going to study about an interesting topic that is urban farming. So what is this urban farming? Now urban farming is just like producing or growing food in a city or other heavy populated areas. So it refers to an agricultural practices in urban and they are peri-urban areas. For example, urban farming might involve cultivating plants, fruits, vegetables within the city environments. Yes, it's possible to farm within the city environments. For example, it can take place in your backyards, rooftop, balconies, community plots, or even as simple as vertical gardens. Now, moving further, we are going to see various examples of how this urban farming is possible in this century, in this world where we have very compact spaces. So, how are these possible? We are going to study that. So, as I mentioned, urban farming is growing food in cities using innovative methods like examples rooftop gardens, vertical farms, community plots. And what is the importance of it? We can enhance the food security. It reduces carbon footprint and provides fresh produce, as well as it improves food security, then waste management, health and wellness. It builds a community of people, and it eventually helps you in healthier eating habits. So let's see benefits based on environmental, social and economic. So environmental would be, it reduces food miles, that is, less fuel is used to transport food. Then it improves quality air, reduces urban heat, so green spaces cool down cities. And then managing waste as well, uses compost from our kitchen, from agricultural waste, and it reduces food waste, isn't it? And also promoting biodiversity, where it attract bees, butterfly and other species. So it's just like a happy healthy environment. Moving to social, it builds community. People come together to grow food, isn't it? It provides education and mental health benefits. So it just like teaches kids and adults about healthy eating and sustainability. So as long as you're doing it in your balcony or your rooftop, everyone in the family is involved and they are learning how to be healthy and being having sustainable practices. And mental health, why not? Gardening reduces stress and anxiety. You see beautiful plants growing around, butterflies getting attracted, and a beautiful green space would definitely reduce your stress and anxiety. Talking about economic, it lowers food cost because it's a homegrown food. So homegrown food can be more cheaper, right? And creates job and supports local economics. So it creates jobs like urban farms need workers, they need sellers, isn't it? So then there are multiple job opportunities, as well as it supports local economy. That means money stay within the community. So there's a community that has been formed and money keeps, it keeps boosting local economy and it stays within the community. And also it encourages entrepreneurship, isn't it? Because there are startups in food, agriculture, and that's how you start on building business. It supports local business, sells produce to restaurants and markets, and that's how it supports. So as you heard, there are several benefits of urban farming. Now, if you want to have a urban farming plan, what it would be? It would be like a start a local urban farm, educate residents on sustainable practices, promote community involvement. So first you need to start up, and then of course the people around you need to be educated. What are these practices? Why we are doing? What are the benefits? What is the cost involved? What are the efforts that are involved? You need to build up a community. And then slowly and steadily, you can, start creating job opportunities, promote a healthy lifestyle among your community. Now let's move further and see what are the different types of urban farming. So first, let's talk about rooftop gardens. Now, what are rooftop gardens? I think by the name you might just understand what are rooftop gardens. So rooftop gardens are built on the roofs of buildings, and they may offer many benefits, just as similar to urban farming. But these are with unique advantages due to their location. So what advantages it would be? It would, improve the air quality, manage rainwater, absorbing rainwater, or increasing green space. So it's just like adding nature to this concrete heavy cities. Everywhere it's concrete. And this rooftop would be like a cherry on cake, where it, increases green spaces, it supports biodiversity, and of course creates a soothing, relaxing space for you, or improves quality of life. You're eating freshly, grown vegetables and fruits on your rooftop gardens. So that's how it is very helpful. Now, moving further, let's understand what are vertical farms. Now, again, as the word suggests, vertical, that means standing. Vertical farms are farming systems where crops are grown in stacked layers. So, these are usually indoors, and they are in a controlled environment. Okay, so these farms often use different kinds of technologies, like them there may be hydroponics, LED lighting instead of soil and sunlight. Okay, because these environments are, controlled environments. So what happens in vertical farms? We grow crops upwards in shelves or towers. So as I mentioned, standing, vertical. Okay, these are often located in urban buildings or warehouses. They use less water and space than traditional farming. Why? Because they are vertical. That's why less space. And as I mentioned earlier, they have a controlled temperature. So the humidity, the light around the earth is being controlled. And what crops can we grow? We can grow lettuce, herbs, strawberries, and other kinds of greens. So, what do you think are the benefits of? Yes, it saves land because we are growing food in less space, uses less water, up to 90% less water than traditional farming. Then, it also reduces food waste. Okay, now moving on, let's understand about community plots. So these plots are also known as community gardens. Okay, and they are shared pieces of land where individual or groups grow fruits, vegetables, herbs, and flowers all together. So these are shared by local residents or maybe schools or groups. So there are certain communities that come together and share the land to grow various kinds of fruits, vegetables, herbs, etc. So each person or family gets a small plot to manage. Okay, so in a community, every family would get a small plot and it would be easily manageable. So they might grow various kinds of fruits and vegetables. So these can be often found in parks, where there are vacant spaces, or even as simple as your neighborhoods. Okay, and these are managed by NGOs or local groups or even the municipality. Okay. So, what are the benefits for this? Again, adds a green space, improves the quality of soil, and transport. Again, the transport is safe because food is grown really close to your homes, and of course, it builds a social community. The people who are connecting together, working together, educating each other, and as I mentioned several times, it improves mental well being, and of course it supports local food systems. So that's how a whole society is built, and there are different kinds of benefits that we get from community plots. Now lastly, let us understand about hydroponics and aquaponics. Now these words might be something new for you, so let us understand and break down the word of hydroponics and aquaponics. So, hydroponics is a method of growing plants without soil, okay, without soil, using a nutrient rich water solution. So, how it works? Now, you might be thinking, without soil, oh, how are these plants going to grow? So, plants are placed in a uh, warm medium, just like clay pallets. Okay, so water is mixed with essential nutrients and directly delivered to the roots. So these are often done in greenhouses or indoor farms with artificial lighting. Okay, so as I mentioned, water is mixed with some essential nutrients that are necessary for the plant to grow. So, what are the benefits here? So, again, 90% less water, there is a faster plant growth, and it can be done anywhere, just like rooftops or indoors or cities. And no weeds or soil pest is found. So, it's like a year round production where throughout the year you can keep growing this plants. Now, what is aquaponics? Aqua, just like water. So, a system that combines aquaculture. Aquaculture means raising fishes, and hydroponics in one loop, in one umbrella. So, how it works? So, fish lives in a tank, right? Producing waste. So, when there is fish living in the tank, the water that the fish lives in, it's always rich in ammonia, which is required nutrients for the plants to grow. So, this natural bacteria, they convert fish waste into nutrients for plant. Okay, so these water is being used for the plants because it's essential for the plants to grow. So that's how the water is being recycled efficiently, and it creates a natural ecosystem for the plants to grow. So then here there is no need for chemical fertilizers. So that's how aquaponics work. Okay, I'm sure you might have found these types of urban farming very interesting and new, right? Now, what are the key components for all of these farming? First is infrastructure. There's a space, greenhouse, vertical gardens, hydroponics. Then technology. We need smart technology, smart irrigation, climate control, sustainability, of course, right? Rainwater harvesting, composting, and so on. Now, every business that we start or every new thing that we do, of course it might have challenges. So what are the challenges here? So limited space, high cost, regulatory hurdles. But what are the solutions? New innovative designs that have been coming up. Now no one would ever thought years back that rooftop farming would be possible, vertical farming would be possible. But now with innovative designs it's possible. So sustainable technology, local collaborations, with all the community support, all these things are possible. Okay, now if you want to start your urban farm, what steps you need to do? You need to research, design the plan, funding. Funding is, of course, important. Then implement it. And after implementing, the biggest biggest uh, part to look after is maintaining it. Okay, you just can't set up things and forget about it. You need to maintain it, and you need support from local groups because you need to form a community, online resources, government programs. All these together under one umbrella can make a successful urban farm. So, what have we concluded here? That urban farming is a sustainable solution for cities. It offers environmental, social, and economic benefits, and overcoming challenges can lead to significant impacts. Okay, now for your assignment, now you have learned so much about this kind of farming. So, for your assignment, find in detail about any one type of farming. Okay, whatever you wish to, you found interesting. Try to find more about it and share that information with your peers. Okay, uh, thank you for being there and hope you found this topic interesting.